Where would you rather be on a Friday afternoon than right here, right now? It's Carm Capriato Town Hall Academy, the service aftermarket's best kept secret to personal networking. Glad to have you here. As you saw on the opening graphic, we have one heck of a great show for you. Uh, it's how many family businesses do we have in our industry? And the answer is a lot. And how many father daughters do we have in our industry? Well, we have a lot. Glad to have you here. If we're coming to you live from the Remarkable Results Radio podcast studio, and I sometimes refer to it as my Carm Cave. I'd like to introduce my guests to you. Uh, Father-daughter teams inside the business, Lauren Anderson and Jeff Matt from Victory Auto Service and Glass in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hi, guys.
Hey, hey.
Hello.
Hey, you've both been on the show before and been great contributors, and I thank you so much. And Ashlyn Kaplan and Rich Udenberg from, excuse me, Cannon Auto Repair in Cannon Falls, Minnesota. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Good to have you here. Rich is up at the cabin, so thank you so much for carving out some Wi-Fi for this great show. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. You probably have the generator going in order to get that router to work.
Not really.
Well, when I think of cabin, I think lonely in the woods somewhere.
Well, sort of, not really.
All right. Well, good. Glad to have you here. If you're with us at all, and I know we have this different start time now on Friday afternoons, and we may run this for a while to see how it goes. But if you're with us on social media, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, check in with your city, give us a like. Love to have any comments. If you've got any great comments about family businesses, about father-daughters, please let us know. Get in the comments. I would love to give a high five to our great sponsors and partners of the show. You know, Ring Ring, it's the 2020s calling, and they're telling you that it's time for an upgrade. Head on over to the internet and type in getshopware.com. These friendly folk are excited to meet you and share all that cloud-based shop management has to offer you on the web at getshopware.com. Hey, do you lie awake at night wondering why your competitors have hundreds of five-star reviews, but you only have a few? Well, rest easy with Broadly. Broadly gives you more online reviews and more people coming to your shop on the web at getbroadly.com/chat. Look at this. This Tuesday, another live show, Aftermarket Weekly. And we always do a shop tour. Kareem Morsley is going to be here from Winkler Automotive. We're going to just chat about business, and then we're going to see a tour of his shop. And he's in the kind of a middle of a remodel. So I'm excited to see what he's been doing and what his future plans are. It's really going to be great. And next week's Town Hall Academy is going to be on workplace motivation with Brian Bates, Michael Smith, and Casey McGowan. Can't wait to have that. Workplace motivation is so important. Well, look at team. So daughter or son working in the business with dad, with mom, it doesn't matter. We just so happen to be graced with some daughters here today. Now, you know, the messaging that you're going to hear, the wisdom, the approach of the dads and the daughters, their game plans, their methods, we're going to share them today. And we hope that some of this wisdom gets into help all family functions. And together, we succeed as an automotive aftermarket together and never let the family dynamic ever get in the way. Well, Ashlyn, I want to start with you. And I have a question. Working with your dad, what kind of challenges or thoughts did you have to bring to the table in order to make this work?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, I think the challenges are, how do you make it so you don't seem like you're a favorite out of all the other employees? So, I'm just an employee like everybody else here. So mentally I have to come into it where I'm at the same level as everybody else. I don't have a superior like to anyone else that's here. Coming in as a future owner, I want to be a leader, not a manager. So that's something that I think it's taking time, but it's a mentality that you have to come in, and we're all a team here. There's not one person that's better than the other. But with, coming in with my dad who has so much experience ahead of him, I kind of feel like I don't have the wisdom. So it's hard, but you have to know that everybody has different insight on the business. So,
Rich, is she learning a lot from you?
No, I think she's learning more on her own than she is from me. I came into this business as a technician when I bought the business, and I spent the first 8 years back in the shop wrenching. Gradually moved into the office, but I never really got into the book end of it. I didn't have to because I had somebody in place for that. And now Ashlyn's getting into that end of it, and she's learning a lot there that I never knew.
And Ashlyn, you have a coach, don't you?
yep. Yeah, I actually have a leadership coach and then also a business coach as well. So, and I think he teaches me more than he thinks he does. But that's just him being his humble self of not realizing the amount of knowledge that he has, and how many questions I do ask him on the daily that I'm learning from too. So that's probably something similar with Lauren and Jeff. I'm sure, you ask a lot more questions than dad realizes throughout the day. And just getting those little answers is helping our learning process.
One of the things that I would like to know, and I'll throw this out as a general thought, is there an osmosis thing that happens from a son or a daughter? Now, please understand that I was a son in a business with an Italian father. And that's an interesting dynamic. I just want you to put that over on the shelf over there. And I'm not here to talk about what happened in my regard, but is there a osmosis, which means your common sensibilities, if you will, your great powers of observation, Ashlyn, Lauren, you're always learning from your dad?
I would say absolutely. Yeah. I think early on when I joined the business, I thought that I had it all figured out. I think a lot of probably young owners' kids probably feel that. But I always had a lot of respect for my dad. And you just realize, I think more and more each day and year after year that he hasn't gotten here just unintentionally. It's been very intentional how he's grown the business, and I can only glean as much as I am open to gleaning from him. I guess it's more of a mentality than a certain gift or talent, or you just have to be open to it, I guess, and open to asking those questions, and open to having your spirit crush a little bit when you get explained why things have been done a certain way all these years, and you realize, okay, well, my idea wasn't so good after all because of all these reasons, I guess. That sounds kind of bad that he's not open to changing or anything like that. That's not the case. It's just proven and tested
methods
and experience. Yes.
I know you want to,
Yeah.
Some
Jeff.
things work and some just don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jeff, I know you want to jump in here, but it's a natural question that I have to ask Lauren. Do you have to have thick skin?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you got to be pretty gritty about it too. You really got to keep a tenacious spirit about you to just press through that.
Because you
pain.
want to do this so bad.
Yeah.
But are you saying that, well, I'm not sure that dad would bless this or approve, or you're just hesitant to make an important decision?
Yeah, I guess a healthy hesitancy. You want to make it better. You don't want to make it worse. You don't want to find problems that aren't truly problems, or solutions that aren't problems from the beginning. And yeah, but if you get crushed, then you can't keep growing, and you just have to keep an open mind, I guess.
Yeah. Jeff, I didn't want to hold you back. You were smiling like the Dickens on that last thing. Do you have any comment about what Lauren said?
No, we really work well together, and she has her mindset towards the business is very similar to mine. When she went to college, she got out and she said, I'm not going to work for dad. I'm going to do my own thing. And she worked outside of the business for a while, and then she said, I think I want to come work for you. I think you got some things figured out and I can add some value. So she came in and just did a great job of learning and understanding what we were doing. And like she said, there's things that we've been doing for a while. And for me, there's no sacred cows in our business, so everything can be changed and improved if there's a reason and a need. But as a business owner, you certainly got to kind of pick your battles, and you got to allocate your time appropriately, and kind of figure it out what is the best use of everybody's time, including hers. So
Did Lauren know that she had an opportunity, or did she just say it's time to go to work for Dad?
well, it's a kind of probably a fun memory in our past, because I think I can remember right where we were at when we were talking about it, and I started offering her money, and I knew that she wanted to come work for me, and so it was kind of just a fun Sunday afternoon conversation. Like, I think you're going to come work for me, and well, how much are you going to pay me? And it's just, I mean, it was just kind of, her and I don't have any problem talking about work away from work at
Yeah,
home or
okay.
whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, no, to answer your question, she was not planning to come work for me, and I had no plans for her. I have a son as well who's older, Jordan, and he's involved in the business as well. He's probably more involved in the operations, and Lauren's probably more of just executive financials, planning, kind of just different skills in each one of the kids. So, but yeah, it's
We should have had
fun.
Jordan on too, really.
We can do that again. He would probably
All right.
love to come in and say hi.
Love to have Jordan on. That's so true. Rich, is there a transitional period in the back of your mind that you kind of just stuck there, a post-it note that say this is how long we've got to give Ashlyn to transist?
Yeah, there is one in the back of my mind.
Does she know it?
Probably not.
Well, then don't say it here. I don't want to be guilty of anything.
Get it out of him.
I think she has a pretty good idea. The sooner the better. I like it up here.
we
saying.
won't tell him how old you turn next week.
Yeah, well, I'm eligible for unemployment, or not Medicare.
You will be.
Oh, that's really good. But in your mind, Rich, this won't last forever. I mean, you really feel that there's got to be some parents just say, come in and, when I die, you can take over. And you're not thinking of that, are you?
No, I'm not. I actually want her to take over sooner than later, but I want her to be prepared also.
Wonderful. I mean, I love the concept that we talked about earlier, that she has, some coaches to help her through the business side and the leadership
Right.
side. It's just wonderful to hear. Every time I hear about succession of late from coaches, the successors, be it family or be it non-family, but say an internal candidate, they're ensuring the transaction. They're ensuring any paper that they're going to hold by being sure, as you said, Rich, I was a mechanic. What did I know about business? And Jeff, is that how you started? I mean, did you have to learn all that business stuff?
Yes, I've had a coach for almost 20 years, so highly recommend that as well.
The accountability piece, Jeff, didn't that ultimately end up after you tweak the business? I need someone to hold me straight.
Well, yeah, when you're in a peer group, it's a great way of doing it. You've got other people who are fighting the same battle as you are. You don't feel like you're on your own. You're not on an island, and so you can share anything if you're in a good group. And yeah, I think that's fantastic, Ashlyn, that you're doing that. It's a great use of time.
So Ashlyn, I'm sure the pressure on you as the family member to keep the status quo of the business. Of course, if you the responsibilities came and the business was here, obviously you wanted to go there, not go there.
Mhm.
So is there any pressure on that?
Oh yeah, there's a lot, and I think being in a small town, it's even harder because everybody knows, we have the three main auto shops here in town, and they kind of know where we all rank, and it's hard. It's not just keeping the status quo for my dad, it's also everybody in town too, that comes to us, and I want them to still come here because it's Cannon Auto Repair, not just, for their regular general repair. I want to keep
Yeah.
the business the way it is, but also improve it as well. So continue to make the improvements that are needed to have it grow and become even better than what it is now.
Ashley, never been at the counter and someone walks in, a great old customer, and I don't mean old, but a legacy customer of your dad's, and they say, "Where's Rich?"
Happened last night. It
Oh,
was
really?
Yep. One of the customers came in and who are you?
Said you owed him some money.
Yeah, and I ended up talking to him, and he used to come in a lot more often, and he now is retired, and he just happened to be working on the house for Habitat for Humanity and decided to get the oil changed and stop in and say hi. So it was nice to kind of talk to him, but after I told him who I was and stuff, he's like, "This is great," So it's kind of reassuring when the customers, at first they seem like, "Who the heck are you? Why is there a change in something that hasn't changed in 20 years?" to leaving, happy and still realizing that it's the same place, that I'm not here to completely turn this into a different business.
Yeah.
So
Rich, when you really slowly slow down, you would never give your cell phone to a legacy customer, would you?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Nobody has my cell phone, actually. That's mine. They got the business phone. That's enough.
All right. Lauren, you were telling me this really cool little phrase, everything is figure-outable. Tell me
It's
what
on
you
my
mean by
desk
that.
I
even.
like that.
Is that right? Oh, I
Yes.
love that. I love
There you
that.
go,
Tell me
Ash.
about that.
No, I think that as being the daughter of the owner, you have to have that mindset. I constantly am reminding myself that I can figure it out. I can do it. Dad has that mentality as well, and that's why he's at the place that he is, and we have almost 10 locations, because he just dug his heels in and figured it out. And so if I want to continue to um, try to be the best in the business, is I have to have that mindset. Um,
Jeff, do you ever just say, this is a project for Supergirl?
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
just like that.
Exactly. I
And
have to
so,
do a video call to make that presentation that way, though. So
so you realize that she is going to take on that challenge and figure it out.
yeah, it could be SOPs. It could be a lot of employee manual stuff. Switching over to Google Drive, some of our efficiencies internally with our documents. These are things that she's really good at, and well, if she's not, she'll get good at it. She'll figure it out. And others, I don't have that in the company with anybody else. So definitely have several projects. My challenge is that she's a mom now, and we agreed going in that she was gonna be a mom first. So I don't have enough of her, but we get by, and she just gets those special projects. Nothing too
Ah.
easy. So
So
yeah.
when the phone rings and it's Dad, Lauren,
Is it between 7 and 6, or is it between 6 and midnight?
A lot of times it's just a video call to talk to the grandson. So
Yes.
oh my, this is great. I love where this is going because this is a really fun and exciting discussion. I want to stop for a moment and again recognize our great partners. Question: what do WorldPack, Mitchell One, Kukui, and QuickBooks have in common? Well, they work with Shopware, connecting all aftermarket peoples together. Shopware's all-in-one platform maximizes shop efficiency, and they deliver customer satisfaction without compromise. Get the shop management software trusted across our industry on the web at getshopware.com. And what's one thing that top auto shops like Urban Auto Care have that sets them apart from the rest? Well, they've got hundreds of 5-star Google reviews. Literally, you could have them too on the web at getbroadly.com/chat. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and thanks. Hey, Rich, have you encouraged Ashlyn to make the business her own?
That's what I've been pushing all along, is for her to make the business her own, but keep the status quo as far as revenue. So cautiously change things is kind of the goal. Because we were a single operation, a small business, but we've done well for ourselves.
No
So
pressure, no pressure, huh?
no pressure. I want her to make it her own, but I also want her to thrive.
You know, both of you as dads probably look to your children that can bring you a completely different perspective from their age and their current status. Lauren, with my daughter Tracy works for me. I mean, she brings that millennial perspective to the world of podcasting. It couldn't be happier. I asked Tracy to come on and be with us, and I'm still trying to drag her over the line to be on my shows, but it'll happen. But I can see, Rich, where Ashlyn can bring a completely different, and I'm not saying age or youth, but youthful perspective.
Absolutely. And, we have a lot of older clientele, but she'll bring in the younger clientele with her technology abilities that I don't have. I guess I can turn a computer on.
There's always an on switch somewhere, right?
That's right.
Ashlyn, give us an example of something that you've implemented or done in the business that your dad would look back and say, "Cool, nice job."
I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of, I guess, new things. Some of the little things I went around to businesses. My leadership coach had me stop into all the local businesses, and I did little what we called pop buys. So I just stopped by, gave them a coupon, a bag of popcorn, and this little pretty marketing popcorn container and stuff, and then had a pencil in our card and stuff in it, and then they could fight over the $10 off coupon forever who was there. So that's something new that I had done. I haven't done it for a while because I've been too busy. But that's something new. Posting more on social media, like when our guys have a birthday, stuff like that, making it important to show who our staff is here so that people know our faces. A lot of people I haven't really shown my face much, I guess, but I think that's just something that will come slowly.
Sure. Yeah, there's no doubt you need to, and again, I'm sure your dad is not going to argue that you could become the face of the business, right, Rich?
That's right. That's what I want her to become.
Cool. You
How
just
long
got
have
to
you been in the
direct her.
business? I'm sorry.
Nope, that's okay. Almost about 2 years now, but I was only part-time. I was just kind of a trial to
Where'd you
see. I
go?
was similar to you, Lauren, where I went to school, got my 4-year degree, did something completely different for a few years, and then Dad was like, "Hey, do you want to possibly look at taking over the business?" So I started part-time while I worked my other job, and then now after just having my second kid, I came back full-time. So yeah, it's been
for
a
you.
change. I haven't worked full-time in a lot of years, like 4 years. So
I think we just had that conversation last week, didn't we?
we did, yeah. So it's been tough, but at the same time, as being a mom and a working mom it's hard. You can have really hard days, and other days you're
Absolutely.
like, nope, don't want to see my kids today. See you later.
Yeah.
So,
Cover your ears, Dad.
yeah. Yeah.
Jeff, your contributions to the show and the stuff that you wrote to me was really, really incredible. And I felt so much a kindred spirits to the thing that you wrote. You talked about Lauren speaking on behalf of you and the trust that you give her to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, if she has to deal with the vet, and this really is with Jordan as well. And when we've added a new location, well, whenever, I mean, we did 3, I guess, in the last 2 years, and each one of those situations, I wanted to have my son there because Jordan's service rights, and he's kind of assistant GM, I guess, for our company. So I wanted him as an extension of me to be on the front counter if customers are coming in. I wanted him to, at the right time, say, we are the new owners. It's our family that bought it, and it's my dad is the owner. And I see a great. If I was in your situation, Ashlyn, I would be putting Lauren's face on everything and just run with it, because there's a lot of clients out there, a lot of gals out there, even men that would rather deal with women than deal
Absolutely.
with guys. And I would just run with that. That's a huge advantage you're going to have over any competitors. So. Yeah, it's great having family. I've got one of our oil suppliers, the owner of the company, his daughter comes in, and she doesn't know it. Maybe if she watches the podcast, she will. But I have a connection with her because I just know when I'm talking to her, there's nobody in the middle,
Mhm.
and if I have an issue, I know that she can gauge whether it's important enough, and it'll get handled. And so it just kind of there's just that connection that you can't, you don't have if you're not family.
Mhm.
That's right.
So Tara Topol, it was the woman in Auto Care's Shop Owner of the Year. Her episode that we recorded at Apex came out today. Was it today? No, I think it was Tuesday. You know what? If I'm wrong, it's just go to my podcast stream and you'll find it there. The woman in Auto Care, but she was talking about being, a female shop owner, which Lauren and Ashlyn, even if hold stock or not, you're a shop owner, right? You're the face of the business. You're a chosen leader in the business. And she said that when the men would come in and find out what role she had and what she was doing in the family business now, and she's a daughter-in-law, once she convinced them when she was service writing that she knew what she was doing, what happened is that the male customer turned it over to his wife, and now she became the customer, and he backed
Hmm.
off
Interesting.
because
I can see that.
because he was so confident that Tara knew what she was talking about. It says, hey, let the wife talk to her.
Mhm.
Right.
Ever seen
Mhm.
that, guys? Ever seen that?
Absolutely, because
Oh, yeah.
60 to 70% of all auto repair is purchased by females.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, but you're right. They have to know what they're doing. You can't go in there and just fake it. They're not going to
Nope.
allow that, but they will give you a lot of grace if you don't know everything, and you can turn to your technicians if you don't have the right answer, like most
Yep.
service advisors don't have
Right.
anyways. So
Mhm.
speak.
It's cool too to see my brother on the front counter because he, like my dad said, he service writes primarily, and when we take over a new business, you can just see from the customer, like just their whole demeanor changes when Jordan introduces himself and his title in the company. It's like, oh, so the previous owner basically gave us the keys directly. There's like my dad was saying, there's no middleman, and there's just immediate trust there. It's really the coolest thing actually being part of the business is watching my brother kind of diffuse that that almost like
Apprehension.
apprehension. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's completely.
You just brought up a really big and powerful word called trust. And it not only happens between father, daughter, father, son, as you say, it happens if you don't have that customer trust, forget your relationships don't mean anything.
Right.
Right.
Anyone want to just tackle the power of trust that you have together?
I think it kind of goes both ways. So, I mean, like right now is a great example. My dad is trusting me, that everything is going to be fine these last couple days, seeing he's been gone and not here, and that the place isn't going to burn down and nobody's going to quit and all the work is going to get done and we're not going to have any comebacks. So, and I think I I have to trust him that he trusts me. So it's kind of this exchange at the end of the day, kind of road goes both ways type of deal. And if it doesn't
Right.
go both ways, then you're going to clash and have conflict. So, and I think for my dad and I, we've always had that trust with everything. So that always helps too.
Yeah.
I think from my perspective, I see projects that Lauren's involved in and communications, whether she's at a location, no matter what she's doing, she seems to always know when it is time to ask me a question. In other words, like I think I don't want to make this decision. I can text dad, I can call him and we'll get the answer and we'll keep moving on. So I think having just an understanding of what's important, what's not important, and having the wherewithal to know when to call in for help or call in for the next step. Keep the project going.
Jeff,
Right.
how many times do you not necessarily agree with Lauren's position, but you let her have it because you're looking to expand her decision-making process?
Honestly, I deliberately look for those opportunities to let her decide. As I do with my managers as well, and my general manager. I think the words "you decide" are probably the most powerful words that a leader can have, and I'm always thinking about that. Like I don't have to make all the decisions.
That's right. You decide.
You decide. Yes.
And so the place didn't burn down yet, right, Ashlyn?
No, and you know what? Our
What's
guys
that fire
got
behind you?
what's the what? Yeah,
The fire behind you.
that's the alignment rack. No, no, it did really good. Both the guys had a great day yesterday, and today's been going good as well. So even with the snow, I'm not sure if it's snowing in the cities. I'm guessing it is. It was when I left Cottage Grove this morning. So, but yeah, it's been snowing all day here. So it's just, even with the snow and everything like that, everything is going as planned. So,
And I haven't received a phone call or a text
no,
except to
wow.
get hooked up to this.
yeah.
So the pressure to be accepted by the team, Ashlyn, Lauren, how important is it that your dads help with that?
I don't know if I mean, it's kind of a strange answer, but I don't think he can. I mean, he can have a positive view towards me, but at the end of the day, it's my responsibility to be the example, to earn the respect of my peers, and to act in a way that is trusting for them.
Right.
That the business is in good hands from a corporate standpoint. And I'm always going to do my best to act on not only the best interest of my dad, but the best interest for them, that the employee as well. Um, and being okay with not having an answer in the moment when they come to me with a problem or a frustration, or they're venting, or you get caught in the employee banter in like shop talk. It'd be really easy for me to get caught up in that and complain about the manager, complain about, yep, that slower employee or what. But in those moments, those are defining moments as far as I'm concerned for myself, that I need to really check myself and have my owner hat on, as like what I like to call it, because I know my dad would not communicate in the same way that just another employee would, and I need to remember that.
Wow. Ashlyn?
Yeah.
I completely agree. I think it's something that we almost have to earn it ourselves, but in the same manner as what Lauren was talking about, it's have the employees help me to help you type
Yeah.
of situation. So how
Totally.
can I help my techs, and how can they help me to learn and grow and be a better manager leader for them?
Yeah.
So, and I just actually had that talk. I don't remember what night it was with one of our techs. It's, how can I help you so you can help me? We want to grow. We want to become bigger, better, do more next year. We always want more, right? So how can we help each other to become better? And in the same time, we're each learning from each other and gaining that respect in that manner.
Definitely.
I think there's a testing period as well. I think what happens is maybe the first, I'm sure you girls can both look back at situations where this is really awkward and they said something really strange to me about a coworker or a complaint or a pay stub or something. And then that becomes your test as far as how am I going to respond?
Yeah.
And then how I respond to this is going to determine if they say this stuff to me again and they include me in the shop talk, because it's going to happen in every company. So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yep.
I see you're shaking your head, Rich. You must agree.
I agree. And, when something comes up with the employees in the shop, you need to stop and think about it for a while. You don't want to react.
right.
Don't be reactionary. Stop, think about it, and when you cool down, then go talk about it.
I had a very hard learning lesson on replying to an email once that I wasn't happy to have gotten, and it really hurt. So I came up with my own 24-hour rule.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
It is.
Yeah, whenever I was upset or pissed about getting an email, I said, "Don't reply right away, because remember what that will do to your career or your life or your world."
Or the
Hey, let's
relationship.
yeah, exactly right. Yeah, one more time on our partners. Here's something to think about. How often do your advisors play phone tag? Every ring, every voicemail. It's time ticking away on a stalled job Shopware's digital communication is really as easy as the customer just clicks yes. Find out more at getshopware.com. And running a busy shop can be a challenge. With Broadly's web chat feature, you can respond to a customer's question right on your phone anywhere and at any time. Be in touch with customer inquiries at getbroadly.com/chat. Hey, team. I've heard, again, I come from a family business. I've worked for a larger family business. I know a lot of family businesses. And one of the common denominators that I seem to discover is role definition.
Mhm.
And, Lauren, you could come into the business and everybody, the rumors, what's she doing here? What
Mhm.
is she going to do? Do we
She's
have
here
to?
to take over my position.
Yeah, do we have to listen to her? Does her dad know she's doing this? All that stuff. And
Mhm.
it hurts the culture, it hurts the team, it hurts all that stuff. And so my overlying question is, dads, did you do a role definition of your son and or daughter to your team early on so that they were calm and they knew?
Actually, yes. I talked to him about a year ago.
And you said,
I said, Ash is coming in to take over the business, and she's general manager at this point, and asked him to respect her decisions.
did you ask them to help her?
Yes. Make it easy, but not too easy.
Very good, very good. How about you, Jeff?
I think we had a conversation between me and Jordan and Lauren early on. I made it very clear to them what they were going to be expecting when they came into the business from coworkers, how everything that they were going to be doing was going to be getting watched. They couldn't be the ones showing up late for work. They couldn't be the ones not using the time clock. They couldn't be the ones that were just doing enough to get by. That when they were at work, they needed to be the best employees. And that's what my expectation was. And I felt that if they did that well, which they both have done very, very well, that they would get the respect that they would get if they were anybody else that I hired off the street. And I think that they've done it very, very well, very, very well. Lauren did it especially well. She came in and service wrote when she didn't know anything about cars. She didn't know anything about really the business. It's just a matter of how do you estimate. She learned under a manager that had been around a long time, and she was really, really good at service writing, like really good. I had peers, friends of mine that in town that wanted to hire her when she came to my peer group meetings, and they said, "Hey, if you don't make her a full time service advisor, I'm going to hire her away from you." He said, and I said, "Well, I have bigger plans. This is just part of the path." So, to be completely honest, they both have earned their own. They've earned everything on their own inside the company, and I'm pretty certain my employees would say the same thing. So, I think they saw
Lauren,
that.
you see that from the same perspective that your dad just spoke to?
Yeah, I feel like I've kind of carved my own path, I guess, or make my own position. I came in as my dad's assistant, and I appreciate that because dad can kind of throw whatever he wants at me, and I like that he has that flexibility. I like that flexibility. I could be in the front counter, or I could bring a customer home, or I could be working on just a project that he gives me directly. But yeah, I I I like that I have a bunch of different experiences under my belt.
Lauren, could you ever just sit down with dad, look him in the eye and say, I need $1 million. I want to go out and start my own place. And would he give it to you?
I'd have to want that first. He's got it all figured out, so why do I gotta go and do it myself?
That's going to cost me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I remember speaking to Jeff a while back. He does have an incredible vision on where he wants to
Yes.
go. Ashlyn, were you there at the time that your dad said, "Hey, here's our new GM"?
He must have had, I mean, during one of our shop meetings, we did talk about it. And we've talked about, if there's questions and concerns, anything like that, that they're to come to me. But I think it's something, that them hearing it straight from him on like a different point in time too makes a difference as well. Cause we
Sure.
are such a small shop.
Yeah.
So it's hard. even with having younger guys here, it is hard to change, especially when they've been doing the same thing and going to the same person for so long.
Right.
It makes it difficult. Even when you tell somebody, hey, this is the position, you're still
Yeah.
going to revert back to the same thing that you've
Yeah.
always kind of done.
Mhm.
So,
I planned this show by having a small company and a large company, but what I didn't plan is having you all from the Minneapolis
Minnesota.
area. Yeah, I didn't plan that at all, and it just all of a sudden it hit me. I said, I hope they're friendly competitors. Oh my, I didn't know
We're
that.
not nearby.
no.
Yeah, all right,
No,
well,
we're
well,
not
great.
close.
Hey, look at this was very enlightening, very honest. Thank you for being so transparent on this. I want to go around the room. You sent me a lot of great stuff to talk about. If there's anything in your talking points or anything on the top of your mind that you'd love to get out, well, let's do it in the last call here, okay? So, Ashley, I'm going to start with you.
I mean, I don't think I have anything really off the top of my head. The main thing would just be, don't be afraid to go and do something that might seem a little scary. So, especially being a female in this industry, I've learned that we have a great community, and there's so many resources out there to not just our dads, but other people that can help us learn along the way. So,
Excellent. Thank you. Rich, any final words?
I just, I want her to keep learning and keep growing and hopefully grow the business a little bit and add another tech and free herself up a little bit to do the things she needs to do. Right now, it's a little challenging.
No
So
doubt. Yeah. Well, great.
we got some hiring to do.
Well, we wish you guys all the best. No doubt your heads are aligned and you're in the right direction, and you guys got a great business going. Lauren,
I guess I would just encourage any shop owners that are thinking about having their kids join the business. I didn't bring it up earlier. I probably should have, but one of the main factors in making my decision in joining the business, because I swore I would never ever join my dad's business all growing up until about 7 years ago. Dad took me along to the 20 group meeting, and sitting in those meetings around all the rest of the shop owners really confirmed my decision that, you know what, this is what I see for myself. It makes sense, and it really encouraged me. So Dad could have begged me all day long to come join the business, but I think until I heard it from an outsider's perspective or saw the other examples that those other owners had themselves, I don't think I would have made that decision. So, and we're still in the same group, so they're
wow,
great relationships to have.
that's a huge takeaway from this episode, guys. That if any parent out there is a shop owner, even if you have kids in middle school and high school or coming out of college,
Yeah.
to think that through like that,
Mhm.
they've got to be exposed to. Heck, back in the day, my dad took me to the meetings that he went to. There were business management meetings, and I got a chance to hear and to see stuff that was going on at a level I never knew about.
Exactly. Dad had this business for 20 years before I joined it, and I had no idea the world he lived in, I guess. And so seeing that, I guess, completely from the outside in those meetings, it made all the difference for me. So
The world he lived in. That
Mhm.
is just cool. Jeff, I'm going to give you the final word.
Well, I could certainly fill up a lot of time talking about my kids, and I've got my brother works for me, his daughter-in-law, my daughter-in-law works for me as well. So we got to definitely have a family business, and feel very blessed to be able to have all of our family working together, and over time we've kind of all found our roles and what we do well. And I would say that if you were a parent that had children that were maybe you weren't sure if they were wanted to get involved or not, I think it just needs to click with them like it did with Lauren. It's hard to grab somebody just because they're your child and put them in a seat. And just between my two kids raised in the same home, great personalities, great with people, but they both tick different ways. Lauren really, their business side of things really resonated with her. Like, how do you make money? Like, how does this business make money? What do you do? And digging in. And I think when I first showed her a financial statement, like, this is
Mhm.
everything that happens on the day to day translates into this financial statement, and you should be able to see everything on this piece of paper that's going on in your day to day. And my son Jordan's a big teddy bear. He just loves people. He just will smile and shake hands and just win people over, one by one. and I love it. I love both of them because they're both so good at what they do. So it's not for everybody, but I think exposing your kids just like you do when they're growing up to different aspects of the business, you might find that maybe you've got a child that isn't really business savvy, but maybe they are really good tech, or maybe they're really good with people, or maybe outside sales, whatever it might be. There's a lot of different aspects of the business that you need, and to take somebody from your family and plug them into a spot where they can be successful. My daughter-in-law does our marketing. She's really good at that. She loves social media. She's creative, and her name is Julia, and she's been with the business for a long time, and
Mhm.
so very grateful for all of our kids, and feel again very fortunate that this is a great industry to be in. It really is. It's a healthy, growing opportunity out there. A lot of people are going away, closing up, and small town, big town, I think you can have a lot of success. And exciting to see our neighbors to the south go through what you're going through, and Ashton, you're going to do really well.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Wow.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you all for being here. Lauren Anderson and Jeff Matt from Victory Auto Service and Glass, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 9.5 locations. You still got the one in Florida?
Yes.
Oh, baby, what a vacation spot that is. Ashlyn Kaplan and Rich Udenberg from Cannon Auto Repair, Cannon Falls, Minnesota. Thank you all so much for your contributions. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.